Our next speaker is David Johnstone, the Chief Executive of the TCA. David spent 4 years with the South Australian Cricket Association before he saw the light and came to Tasmania, which we were very pleased. He's been here for 17 years and is currently the Chief Executive of Cricket Tasmania. In his time with Cricket Tasmania, he's overseen the redevelopment of the Bellerive Oval. Obviously, he's overseen the hosting of the Test and One-Day international cricket matches, the various first-class and one-day games that the Tassie Tigers have been involved with, and which is great at a local level. Interesting from a business point of view, he's forged a partnership with the state government under the Icon banner, and he's also negotiated major sponsorships with Blunstone's, Coca-Cola, Foster's Cascade, Win TV, PKF, Ticketek, and many other major Tasmanian companies. For those that know David, you'll know that networking is very much about his approach, and as part of this, he's done things like brokered a deal that the AFL Tasmania use the Blunstone Arena as its home base, and also attracting North Melbourne to play games in Tasmania. He negotiated to lift the restrictions on the Blunstone Arena so that it can now host non-sporting events such as this, which is also obviously diversifying and developing the business, I suppose, of TCA. David knows firsthand the power of networking. He's a great networker, and he's here to tell us more about WHS in the world of cricket. So, as a cricket fan, I'm really pleased to introduce David to us. David Johnstone, thank you.
Thank you, Alan, and welcome to our new function centre here at Blunstone Arena. This is one of the very early conferences we've had. It's probably the most we've had here at Blunstone Arena, and I welcome you all. Hope you enjoy the facilities, and if you're interested in, this is my sales pitch, if you're interested in having a function here or a conference, we're very happy to chat to you. The Blunstone Arena Function Centre is a department of Cricket Tasmania, and as a host for today's official launch, I was asked to provide a bit of a quick insight or a bit of background into the injury management of our cricket teams here. Cricket Tasmania is the governing body of cricket in Tasmania, promoting and developing the game throughout the state. The organisation has responsibility for all aspects of sport within Tasmania, from junior cricket and coaching programs through to professional players, coaches and umpires. I will briefly outline today how our high-performance team work together to help our contracted cricket players prevent and manage injuries in their sport. Although this presentation is focused on injury management and process of contracted players, we have many other types of employees at Cricket Tasmania. We employ 62 full-time staff, such as curators, venue operations staff, chef and hospitality staff, professional administrators, and cricket coaches, to name a few. We also contract in excess of 500 part-time staff in areas of gate staff, ushers and security during our major events. Although rare, we occasionally have workplace injuries, which we can use resources and experts to assist with the rehabilitation and return to work of that individual. Employees may choose to use their own private medical practitioners or manage their injuries or use our own health professionals here at Cricket Tasmania where and if appropriate. In addition to those staff, we also have another group of staff, being our professional cricketers. We have 43 contracted players on our lists at any one time, 16 of those being females and 27 being males. In our high performance area, we have 12 dedicated employees working with those players. We also use several independent contractors and are dedicated to coaching and tending to our players. The support we provide to prevent and manage injuries to our athletes is the same for both the male and the female players. If an injury does occur, there is a clear injury management structure in place. The physiotherapist leads the initial part of the assessment and rehabilitation process in conjunction with the required professionals. This holistic case management process includes ongoing communication amongst the following team and the individual player. The team consists of medical doctor or doctors, strength and conditioning team, psychologist, player development manager and dietitian. Through this process, confidentiality is a very important factor, and all the professionals involved in the player's case upholds their professional and ethical standards. Any sharing of information is in the best interest of the player and with their consent. It is important to note that mental fitness is also considered as just as important as the physical fitness when determining a player is in readiness to return to the field. Coaches are regularly updated of the player's progress and expected return to play and their timeframes. The team selectors are advised when the player is fit to play. As no one injury is ever the same, it is vital that each injury is treated on its own merits and each player is treated as an individual, and their programs are tailored according to the injury and the player, how they are responding. I'd like to further explain the role of the player development manager, as this is quite unique in a position in sport. Probably you don't see this position in business enterprises as much. All state associations and Cricket Australia employ a player development manager to assist the contracted players. Our player development manager role is a very important part of the holistic approach to injury management, as well as preparing the players for their life after cricket. The position has a responsibility to assist players in the following areas: career planning, educational and training guidance, personal development and wellbeing, career transition support, financial management, and team and individual performance. Our PDM, or Player Development Manager, works with the injured players as soon as after the event has occurred to determine what they can do during the injury period and will help to ensure the well-being wherever possible. An injury can be a difficult time for a player, and we have found that the programs significantly assist the players' well-being by looking forward and developing themselves off the field while they can at this time, a downtime in their playing career. This may include maximising opportunities during the injury period to complete study or work experience in preparation for their career post-cricket. This is a common role for a number of sports, such as AFL and NRL, who also employ player development managers. Our injury targets for our players are consistent across Australian cricket. The Australian injury targets are listed there. The injury target for overall injury target is 12%, and injury target for fast bowlers is 15%. You may ask why the fast bowlers injury target is higher. That is because it's more of an impact and stressful activity with major injuries occurring to the back, the knees and the shoulders. Generally, those injuries also are longer term and have a higher propensity to get it. A bowler has a higher propensity to get injured than say a batsman or a spin bowler. Seasons are fairly long and games can be over 4 to 5 days. So this activity of bowling results in major stress to the body. So that's why the injury rate on fast bowlers is greater than the other players. Cricket Tasmania results for this season are significantly lower than the targeted Australian rates. Our injury rate for overall was 4.6 and our injury rate for fast bowlers was 8.6. We've had similar injury rates over the last 4 seasons and are happy to say that ours are the best results in Australian cricket. Thank you very much. Our injury prevention processes, we believe, have been the key to our successfully achieving the best results in the country. Our injury prevention systems are based on extensive workload monitoring by strength and conditioning people. We have physical preparation programs in place for strong communication structures between the medical staff and the support staff. Our workload monitoring systems allow us to ensure that players are prepared for the work they need to undertake, and also identify when they show signs of fatigue. There are specific exercises or tests undertaken by the players to indicate when they are possibly getting fatigued, and this happens right through the season. When a player shows that they are getting a fatigue, we may change their program, which may be rested for a match, which sometimes the players aren't all that happy with, but for their longevity and for the betterment for the team for the whole season is probably what we need to do. In their training programs may be adjusted. We may have extra processes and a focus on their recovery practices as well. All injury prevention systems are managed by our strength and conditioning staff, but are only effective when all players, coaches, support staff buy into the process and are active participants. This is vital. If we break that linkage, then it won't occur. When we refer to Australian cricket, we include Cricket Australia, who are our head body, all the states and territories, which there's 6 states and 2 territories, obviously, and the Australian Cricketers Association, or the ACA, which is effectively our players' union. There is a good relationship between the ACA, Cricket Australia, and the states and associations, based on the premise that we all have the best interest of the players in mind and work together to benefit players, prolong their careers. We have an athlete management system, an online system, which we share database to facilitate the sharing of information between the organisations where required to benefit the players. Important confidentiality matters and parameters are put in place to ensure certain private information is protected. This system is used to track and report on all information right across Australia for all the players, not just at senior level, but under 17, under 19, male and female. So it's a pretty big system. If an Australian contracted player, say a Tasmanian Australian contracted player, is injured, the initial response is managed by Cricket Australia. If the injury is long-term, the player is released back to the state they come from, say Tasmania. Then all relevant information is filtered from Cricket Australia through the athlete management system in person to the state physiotherapist, who commences our Cricket Tasmania injury management process. In summary, we are very proud of the success we've had to date with our injury management and prevention processes. Over the last 12 months, we have increased our dedicated resources to the high performance area, improved facilities through the redevelopment of Johnstone Arena, which give our players access to even better facilities, invested in training and education of our strength and conditioning employees, which is an ongoing development for our staff. At Cricket Tasmania, we will always strive for continuous improvement in injury prevention and injury management. Thank you for the opportunity to give our little spiel on our injury prevention and management system. Thank you.